I want to break up with, but never find the right time. I have massive guilt that's killing me. This turned out longer than I thought. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin. It's such a ridiculous situation. So me, F25, and my GF, F24, have been together almost 8 years. I am absolutely riddled with the most guilt I have ever felt, and I feel I will ever feel in my life. I'm going to preface this with context, because I feel it's necessary. I love this girl. We were best friends before we were together. I couldn't imagine my life without her. We are in the same friend group and do everything together. We are also living together in my family home. However, my parents travel all year round and don't technically even live here. They pop in every other week. On top of this, my GF is running her business from home, which she has worked so hard to get off the ground, and is finally paying her a good amount. She's completely comfortable. Recently, well, I say recently, but it's more of a recurring feeling of wanting to end the relationship due to multiple factors, but the two main contenders being, one, I feel we have outgrown each other and are different people from when we first started going out, and I've come to terms with this. However, I haven't had the guts to voice it to her. Two, our intimacy is non-existent. I don't recall a time in the last 3 or so months, and before that it would be every couple of months, and let's just say it's barely foreplay. This I have brought up, and there is always an excuse, but that's not what I'm here to get off my chest. So here comes the deep stuff. Her aunt, F37, I won't lie and say it developed over time because I had questions after the first few times meeting her. I didn't meet her until a couple years into my GF and I's relationship. There's family trouble there, but it's all good. Now, by no means did I look for this situation at all. However, it seems to have presented itself to me, and I can't deal with it anymore. She's married and, for context's sake, not happily according to the family and slight suggestions from herself. However, it's quite clear the husband isn't a nice guy because of the way he treats the children, and he tries to hide it, but his wife too. It's an emotional/psychological thing. He doesn't hit them. I'm gonna stick to facts because so much has happened that I feel to write it all down would be long as F***. Over the years, especially the first couple, it was a bit obvious to my GF and I that there was something off about how this woman acted around me, to the point my GF stopped me seeing her on and off. Obviously inside, I think I knew she had a thing for me, but I'm not entirely sure she knew that, and I still don't think she realizes it either. She has had nicknames for me. The few times we have been out socially and drink has been involved, she has bought me more and more, to the point I've been blackout, and I haven't been blackout since I was like 17. So obviously my GF now doesn't even let the notion of the pub come up in her presence, because it always goes too far. I'll give a rundown of what has happened the times drink has been involved. She insisted on sharing and spoon-feeding me a pudding in a restaurant. My GF response was to drag me to the toilets and basically tell me to stop it. That same evening, the aunt proceeded to send me memes with slight sexual innuendo. Another time we were at a pub and the aunt seemed to be on a mission to get me fucked up. A couple drinks in and I was about to call it a night because I was getting to be messy. However, I go for a fag and come back to the table to see everyone has done shots. My GF was giving me an absolute look, so I knew something was off but didn't know what. So I took 3 shots like a champ, only to be told by the aunt that she has a secret to tell me, and I thought, fucking hell, is this woman about to say some shit? No, she just lets me know she bought me 2 extra shots, to which the entire table looked just as perplexed as my GF, who at this point was fuming. We call it a night and start to walk home, waiting for a lift from a friend. It's become quite messy and I'm a bit blurry, and I'm not entirely sure what happened in the space between her aunt getting me in a headlock and then her grabbing my face, and to what my GF described, rubbing our noses together. So with GF fuming, our lift arrives only for her aunt to get in the back with me and my GF up front. Let's just say it was an uncomfortable ride back. Those are just a couple of the times involving drink, and I can't even begin to explain the little things that happen. It's been some time since drink has been present and nothing too dramatic has happened in the past year or so, but it's the way she looks at me and the way she is with me that has just got me fucked up. I've known her a little over 5 years now, and it's destroying me inside because I have developed such a crush on this woman to the point I'd say I've never felt like it before. She's quite shy when it comes to things, and I wouldn't ever dream of making her uncomfortable in any way. When she's sober and level, she doesn't ever cross a line, and I know she wouldn't. For those wondering, have I ever tried to talk to her about this? Yes, once, and only once, because I don't think she realizes what's going on. I don't know if she's in denial or if she's embarrassed or what. I genuinely have no clue. I brought up a couple of things, and it was a bit defensive, and she ended up apologizing to my GF. I simply didn't want to push her into admitting anything, and I don't want to force her. And quite obviously, this woman is my GF's aunt. I have never felt so trapped in a situation that quite clearly is fucked in every way, no matter how I go about it. The guilt alone is killing me. I could never do something about it, but I feel such a fucking warmth around this woman. I dare go as far as to say I'm getting feelings more towards love, and it feels so immature to say. So, to sum up, I want to dump my girlfriend, which in turn will make her lose her business and her income and potentially her home, depending on how she takes it. I honestly don't have a bad bone to pick with her. I know it's not realistic, but I would let her stay and run her business. The house has spare rooms. She gets on well with my family. I would leave it up to her because I'm not about to make her homeless. I also then need to come to terms with the fact I will never see the aunt ever again. Which, going off how I'm feeling, will be more devastating than anything. She's honestly one of my favorite people. I know this thing with the aunt will go nowhere. By the way, I'm under no delusion about it. So yeah, thank you for reading this, and how I've never felt guilt like it. I just want to lock myself away and throw the key, honestly. Any advice or even just a chat, as you can imagine, no one knows how I feel. TLDR. Basically, I want to break up, but there's so many things that just make me feel like I can't. I also can't deal with the guilt of the feelings I have for GF's aunt. I don't want to tell her this is going on inside my head, as I know it would destroy her.